Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is a stock market wrap-up for Tuesday, March 31st. We're going to take a look at the markets. Actually, the end of the month, the end of the first quarter. Take a look at the markets that we usually do, although I'm going to try to abbreviate a little bit. We'll look at the dollar, oil, gold, and then three stocks tonight. Gilead, I never pronounced this correctly, Gilead Sciences, Microsoft, and Netflix. Okay, let's start off here with the Dow. It was down 200 points today. So pretty good whacking, but I'm just not sure. When you look at the advanced declines on the New York anyway, there was 1.4 stocks to the downside for every one up. So there was not, this isn't from a standpoint of breadth of the market, advancing versus declines. This was not horrific sell-off by any means. And there were more new highs than new lows. So this is really, really interesting to watch. We'll see how this develops. Because again, I've got this wedge type scenario, but we may have to go back to our bullish if this continues up and pushes above this high here. We're just going to, the market's going to show us what it's going to do. And I went lower here, so we got a lower low. We're getting this wedge type look, and it's coming in on several places. S&P 500, same thing. Okay, blow that up a little bit. Down 18.3 today. And let's see, we're going to go to the Nasdaq next. The Nasdaq, even the Nasdaq's got a little bit of a wedge type shape to the way this pattern is that's been coming out ever since November, October type of thing. So the Nasdaq was down 46.5 points today. Kind of closed that little gap in here, and we'll see whether it reverses off of that or not. But short-term trend is negative. Got the 10 below the 21. And we'll see if that lasts and turns, or whether this is going to, because again, we're getting a little bit of a higher high here and a lower low here. So you're getting this broadening type action on the NASDAQ. All right, let's jump in and take a look at our short-term trading index. Right in the middle on the 10-day, 1.49 on the trend on the close. The VIX. The VIX was at 15.29, so it was up 0.78 today. So you expect the VIX to be up, but on a down 200-point day, this isn't much of a reaction out of the VIX. So that's kind of interesting also. And the next one is the high-low indicator. There it is. And the high-low is pulled down a little bit, 91. Again, as I mentioned, and more new highs than new lows. So we're still above zero. We're still in that zone where we're getting more new highs than new lows. And then the last thing is the McClellan oscillator, which I got to go back to New York Composite for that. And here it is. The McClellan oscillator is right here at the zero line. It's right, maybe it's -1 or something, but it's right in the middle. So dead neutral, on the McClellan oscillator. No extreme high or low. All right, let's take a look at the dollar real quick and see what it's doing. It is resuming its uptrend. Back here, I drew a red line. I should have kept the doggone lines on here. I had a line down to about here, and then we had another line going up. So yes, I do think this is going to push. Based on this price action, my expectation is this is going to take out this old high here and continue to push up in a fifth wave, final wave. So we'll see how far it goes. And then oil, naturally then, because the dollar's pushing, oil's pulled back slightly. Not sure what it did actually in terms of of course, sometimes this is giving me a current. Yeah, it's down $47. And the last thing we'll take a look at is gold. And here we go, US GLD. So this is, after this rally, we're pulled back down. It had a steep move yesterday. And then a little bit of a sell-off, further sell-off here. So we'll see whether we're getting an ABC type thing to a second wave. So that's, you never know what kind of form if this is a minor wave 2 pullback. I mean, it's got some gaps up here. It could easily push up and continue up to close, or we could just start to roll over. This may be enough. Just for grins, let's see what the retracement is so far. Retracement's 38.2%. So not very deep, but it may be enough. Okay, that's it on the market and on the key ETFs. Tonight we're going to jump into Gilead Sciences. All right, so this was down 2.56 today. So there were several of these that I know Celgene was down big, and this was down a pretty good little whack, although it's kind of like back here on the 25th. Seems to be potential support, although it has broken, I believe, closed below this, yes. So the next short-term support, I think, is right in here. If this does not hold, then I think you're going to look at retesting this low. And the interesting thing is, I do think we're now into some kind of complex corrective action on Gilead. I just think it's run its waves. I think it's run 5 waves of 5 waves of 5 waves. So, this has had one heck of a rally. I mean, if you look at this, and I even all the way back to like 1994 is where the big 5-wave run starts. I mean, where this zero line for this is. So that's why I think that, let me just kind of go to the weekly, turn that into a weekly. This is what I'm talking about. You go back to 1994 as a low here. This just looks like a huge 5-wave pattern to me. And you can see how complex these corrections can get. Yeah, yes, stocks that go up do go back down. And yes, they can get choppy. And, sure, this trended for years. Then what did it do? It went choppy and sideways to down into here. Now we've had a 5th wave, so I'm right now think that we've had 5 waves up, and we'll just see what kind of corrective mode we get into here. But it just looks like it's starting to break down, and we'll see if any of this holds and what it morphs into. A lot of overlapping waves. You get that kind of action, you're in corrective mode. Okay, the next one is Microsoft, and Microsoft continues to look like what I've got here, a head and shoulders top. I took off, any other counts and things I had because I wanted to make this clear, and I did the same thing on Netflix. This does look like, now, granted, the neckline is, it's slanting down pretty good already, so it's kind of weakened the overall picture. Sometimes that takes the power out of it, but, maybe not. And let me back off here. Here's where some support could come in. Of course, that's right at this neckline I've got drawn here. See where you had a top? Got some support here, support here. Well, that'd be right at 39. So that's going to be critical to see as this comes down, does it take out 39 or does it hold? And of course, you got this key pivot right here. But right now, it's sure acting like, the 55 is below the 233, the 21's below the 55, the 10's below the 21. All moving averages are aligned to the downside. And the last one we're going to look at tonight is Netflix. The last time I looked at Netflix was on March 4th, okay, right here. And I painted this head and shoulders picture. I put this dotted line up here. I said this is just looking and acting a little too much like a head and shoulders top. It's had a heck of a lot to top out from. I mean, look at the move, okay? And, even if you just go from here, mid 2012, from what is this, 50... look, in the $54, $55 range right here. And now you're up here, it hit, 500 almost. And so now it looks like it's topping out. You're getting a lot of good symmetry, and you're getting this neckline. You get these big moves. You had a gap move here, had a gap here, had a gap here. And it doesn't take, when it gets into these gaps, it doesn't take long to move through it. So when I look at this, you could find this stock being a $330 to $340 stock in a blink of an eye. I mean, look, it just doesn't take very long to move through closing the gaps on this. And especially if this turns out to be, now, again, we need to continue to see follow through. But so far, it's acting, like I was, expecting it to do, based on the way this is looking. And if this plays out, now granted, it's not confirmed till this line down here is broken. That's all the way down here at 320. So, you'd have to break 320 to confirm this. And if that would be the case, then the expected move is down here close to 200. So we'll see whether this tops out or not. But again, okay, let's say 200. People go, oh, you're crazy. It's not going to go down to 200. Netflix is doing great. Well, 2.5 years ago it was at 55. So, I mean, there's just no, there's no guarantee on anything. So all I can do is just try to look at the stock, the price action, and see how it plays out. All right, that's it for tonight. We'll try to do the same thing. I'm actually going to start something new. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit short and try to do it Monday through Thursday in terms of a market wrap. And we'll see how it goes. And then we'll have the same thing, the regular Saturday deal, the Saturday weekend update. It'll be longer. It'll be closer to the 15 to 20 minute type of thing. And try to keep this in the 10 to 15 minute max, and closer to 10 if I can. I'm already over that. So, all right, if you're watching this anywhere besides my website, head on over there, check out the posts. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Also, check out that the training page that I've got noted on there. There's that special training for you. And there is a double opt-in for it to get to it, to confirm your email. I know there's about 8 or 9 of you that did the initial opt-in but then didn't confirm it. So look for that confirmation email in your inbox or in your wherever, your junk box or whatever they may have gone, to confirm that link and get access to that page. So very easy to do. And anyway, till next time, tomorrow night, stay focused, follow your plan, and trade without fear. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.